The flavor of the wooden spoon haunts me.
I hated it. You could taste. I still remember the taste of the stupid spoon. I remember having a splinter on my tongue from one of those. Never again. Never again. It wasn't worth it. It was not worth it. At one point, I had to try and like pop the ice cream out like from the bottom to try and like eat it that way because I hated the taste of the wood and like I got a freaking splinter. No. Okay, can I react finally? My editors are gonna be so pissed because I don't have we're an hour and 40 minutes in. Have we broken our record for yapping before reacting? For our first video, we have memes of your childhood for 500.
These are the most popular outdoor toys ever made. I must.
Yes, but yes. Okay, I never used the hand grenade, the pine cone hand grenade, but like my brother, he would use stick sword, and I like, you know, someone who, you know, why use a sword when you have a gun? I think this one looks really nice. This one. I like this one. I also like the one below it. I also like this one. One of these three. I'd probably pick one of these three guns, for sure. It reminds me of a spy gun. You know what I mean?
One burned you alive, and the other one electrocuted.
Oh! I hated the metal ones! It was always too hot. It was always too hot in the day to go on the metal one. Every time. And like you'd get up there and then you'd be full of regret because like it was burning all the way down. But you couldn't just back away. You couldn't just turn around and do nothing because there were kids behind you also waiting to go on the slide. It sucked because like you went down and somehow, some way, one of these stupid ridged edges gave you a wedgie. Yep. There was only one. Oh, dodgeball. I hated dodgeball. I was always targeted. I mean, all the girls were targeted. It was always so painful. You'd get done with dodgeball and like, you'd be so sore for like a week. For a week. I know the sound. The sound too. Boink. And it was over. Oh, it sucked when you got like shot at in like the abdominal region. And then you just like keel over like, oh.
It was illegal to turn this light on while your mom was driving.
No, yeah. No. Because your mom would be like, don't you dare touch that light every single time. I'll never get over the fact that this was your first YouTube app icon. I remember the days.
The flavor of the wooden spoon haunts me.
I hated it. You could taste. I still remember the taste of the stupid spoon. I remember having a splinter on my tongue from one of those. Never again. Never again. It wasn't worth it. It was not worth it. At one point, I had to try and like pop the ice cream out like from the bottom to try and like eat it that way because I hated the taste of the wood and like I got a freaking splinter. No!
Stay. 7-year-old me when the computer wasn't even turned on. Overthinking during childhood.
Yeah! Because why did our parents tell us, if you swallow the seeds, you're gonna grow a freaking watermelon inside you? Like, why? Why? It's just parental trauma, man. Our parents really made us suffer for no reason. For their own amusement.
What, do you want to see my new chainsaw and hockey mask?
Do you remember the most from your childhood? Hey, did you ask yet? Me. No, my mom's in a bad mood.
Yeah. Hey, are we gonna have a slumber party tonight? Are we gonna have a slumber party this weekend? Hey, did you ask your mom about the slumber party? No. She's in a bad mood, y'all. I'm not gonna ask her right now. But you know, like, the most common thing I used to do as a kid? I get the neighbor kid. And I'd be like, go ask my mom. No, I don't want to ask your mom. I don't want, no, you don't understand. If I ask my mom, she's gonna say no. But if you ask my mom, she's gonna say yes because she likes you. Every single time. but I don't want to ask your mom. Well, do you want to hang out or not? I want to hang out. Then go ask my mom. Every time. Every time.
Me mapping every turn in my head to see if I knew where I was. How are kids these days vaping? When I was a kid, I was trying to figure out how they got cars into malls.
What? How the F are kids these days vaping?
Figure out how they got cars.
No, this is so true! This is so true because as a kid, you're like, how did they get this car into this mall? There's no streets in the mall. Anyway, no, it's crazy to me.
To malls. Why was there always a bite taken out of these? Because
I wanted to know this question too. What was the answer? What rabid little 5-year-old took a bite out of this? For what reason? This is like before My Strange Addiction. I swear. Sorry, it was me. Freaking Skylar. They had shows like this all the time where it was like, I always thought as a kid, I could totally do that. That would be so much fun. I remember it being like the idea just being so fun to star in one of those shows, but
the tongues vicious.
Oh, it was so bad. Why was it so bad as a kid? Like, you'd like create a crater in one of these lollipops as you suckled upon it, and then you'd end up scraping your tongue, and it was awful.
Another childhood pleasure which has no explanation.
Don't lie to yourself. You did this. Don't lie to yourself. You made a throne like this, and you sat upon it, and you felt powerful. King of the chairs. Yeah. Yeah, my throne. 100%. Yeah, the original Game of Thrones.
Me in my childhood, without any reason.
But why did we do this? But why did we do this? The OG duck lips, like, man.
I am now convinced that most of us have the same childhood.
Yeah.
Throwback Thursday. Where is computer number 9? We are not leaving until it's back in the cart. Elementary kids have iPhones, but this is what I did.
And you take the glue and you spread it all over your hands and you slowly peel off the glue like, hey, look, this is my human flesh. I am a zombie. I am a zombie. Behold. Behold my skin shedding powers. Or like, I am a snake. I'm a snake. I don't know. One of those two. Either you're a zombie or you're a snake. One of these.
I also remember when kids in school used to do this. Wait for it to dry, then eat it.
Who ate it? No, guys, don't tell me you ate this. No, don't tell me you no. No, you guys didn't do this right. No, you wouldn't know. No, you didn't eat it right. Brother, ew. Brother, ew, you didn't do this. Please. No, you didn't know! Guys!
You had me all the way up until you said...
Yeah, you had me all the way! They grew up freaky, man. You know they're a real... You know that freaky, stuff as an adult, man.
Eat it. Kids who played with their DSs like this are all now in prison. VeggieTales...
Oh my word. Oh my word.
Members, Crack the Egg was all fun and games until you got hit with a double bounce, and when
oh, and then you flew! And you pray that you land on soft grass and not gravel. Yup!
went flying off the trampoline. Absolutely no one. 6-year-old us. 8 full grocery bags. 10-year-old me.
Yeah, because you wanted to try and do it in one run. But I mean, like, even as an adult, I'm like, I don't want to do multiple runs. Look at me. I am Miss Independent. I'm doing it all myself. One run. Grocery trip.
the Wii.
Do you get dehydrated a lot? Need a drink that won't break the bank? Then you should get Gamersupps. They believe in traditional American values, like anime girl guys. It's caffeine-free and caffeinated in 2 kinds of tubs. Gamersupps improved my social life, and now I can stop seeing people in the mirror. Popular flavors include Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000, Sweet 6-Pack, Blowhole Blast, and Sploosh. Use discount ChaCha at checkout for 10% off. Stay hydrated, stay hydrated, stay hydrated.
These were the original Bitmojis. Black dude in the orange shirt will beat you the hell up in boxing too. Who you got? I really would prefer not to see this kind of
Okay. But the reason why he beat you up in the thing, hold on. Okay. This guy. You know who he looks like? He looks like Lee from Naruto. And during this, like, era, Naruto was really, really popular. It was super popular. And so, like, yeah, I can see it. If you had, like, the concept that this guy is definitely gonna beat you up because he looked like Lee from freaking Naruto.
will beat you the hell up in boxing too. Who you got? I really would prefer not to see this kind of violence when they're
The very hungry caterpillar would win. He would vor that fish. The fish stands no chance. I'm sorry. Sparkle aesthetic fish stands no chance. My guy is hungry. He hungry. It's over. Sorry.
God, I really would prefer not to see this kind of violence. When the raindrop you pick on the window doesn't win the race. I'm this old. This is why we can spot our significant other from a mile away.
Yeah.
OMG, y'all remember this. All schools were not created equally because
Because what is this? This was the original like bouncer. Like, everyone would get on it and like jump on it, and you had to take turns, and you ran across it with socks. You had to wear socks, and then you like try and climb up and try and get to the top of it and not slide off, and see if you could like propeller launch, you know, one of your friends.
what is this? Me, when thousands of memes flash before my eyes before I die. Instead of
What do you mean wrong thing? Inflatable planetarium? I never had an inflatable planetarium. I only had the inflatable whatevers. You guys lived different childhoods. I don't remember a planetarium. I never had a planetarium. No, we had like the inflatable climb whatevers. Yeah. It was indeed an inflatable planetarium. I had the climate.
You are the
whatevers.
sweetest little cutie pie.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember a planetarium. Man.
cherished memories of loved ones and my childhood. No one, 10-year-old me, looking at the camera in the supermarket. I used to hate dropping these things in class, and they bounced across the whole country.
This is true. This is true. These could run away from you. They had legs, secretly. I don't know.
Who remembers these? We all used
Yeah! And then you'd, like, eat the layers one by one. You'd eat the layers. Or maybe you ate it like an actual burger. I did not. I ate it in parts. So, and I'd always save, like, the little pink one for last. You found them disgusting? As a kid, like, you ate anything. In my experience, you eat anything. As an adult, I couldn't eat a gummy like this as an adult. No. But as a child, absolutely. Man, I ate so much garbage candy as a kid. Dude, I ate Tootsie Rolls. I remember as a kid taking Tootsie Rolls, and I don't know if you guys did this, but I would take them in between my hands and roll them out. I would roll out a long Tootsie Roll snake. And then I would twist it around and around and around and around to create a Tootsie Roll rug. And then I would eat the Tootsie Roll rug. That was Tootsie Maxing? Please. That's what I did with Tootsie Rolls. So, anyway.
to bite into these like they were actual
Homegirl showing her age. Shut up.
burgers. Blow my mind. Curious George only liked him because
That was too much effort. Don't lie. Because as a kid, we found so many ways to fill our time. We were constantly looking for ways to fill our time and our occupy ourselves because, you know, we weren't allowed to watch TV unless the chores were done or whatever it was. And you don't always want to do chores. Or like my parents, every time, especially my dad, he would tell me and my siblings, just get out of the house. Just go. Get out. I don't want to see you until like, you know, evening. When it starts to get dark, I don't want to see you go outside, go on your bike, whatever. Like my dad was basically like, get lost. Find something to do. And we freaking found stuff to do. So, yeah, until the streetlights turn on. The Mandela effect. No, seriously, like, go find something to do.
He looks like a banana. Retweet if you remember using these as a kid.
And we were masters of it, too. We knew exactly which one went into whatever outlet, and our parents would be like, fix the TV or whatever it is, and we felt like such hackermen for knowing how to technology.
I really thought I deserved a degree in mechanical engineering after plugging these in. My little brother came home from the dollar store and threw one of these
These were cool. I remember these.
at me. I just went so far back into memory lane, I got lost. Resting your head on the cold window just hit different. What were these for? Why are they so familiar?
Yeah, the stupid little bingo chips.
Yeah. What's the dumbest thing you ever did as a kid? My shining moment was when I was like 4. I put floaties on my feet and jumped into a pool thinking I would walk on water. I almost drowned.
This is so real, but I knew how to swim, so my mom put me in swim lessons when I was a wee lass, so yeah, I never had this problem, but I did also have this mentality as a kid and also tried this, and it was stupid.
$10 as a kid versus $100 as an adult.
Yeah! Yeah! $100 as a small child, you were balling. You had money. You had money.
Before cell phones and social media, this is how we all figured out whether
I legit had a dark blue bike just like that in the back. That one, I had a blue bike. Like, it was an electric blue bike, and I loved it. It was my freaking favorite. I was always biking the neighborhood. Why does this look like one of the neighborhoods I would have biked around in Connecticut? Because I grew up in Connecticut, too. In a really small house in Connecticut. And I had a hand-me-down bike that I got for my birthday, and I was always biking around.
God was that? Me in my childhood, without any reason. Those of you that had your first panic attack in one of these bad boys know what
Yeah, the little finger trap.
what's up. Childhood days. Is it
No Shot, Connecticut? Yeah. No, I grew up in a lot of
The
different
sweetest
places.
little cutie pie.
And I've talked about it before on stream, but my dad was an engineer, and I grew up in a time where engineering companies were buying and selling each other out. And so my dad was laid off a lot. So we started off like in Washington State, and we moved to Connecticut. And then afterwards, whatever company my dad was working in Connecticut, he was laid off. And then we wound up moving to Tennessee. And in that company also got bought out by a bigger company. And then we moved to Colorado. And my dad was unemployed in Colorado for a number of years. And then we moved from Colorado to California. So, yeah, a lot of moving.
downloading? Checks with finger. Yes, it is. Mom, I got your nose. 2-year-old me. 6-year-old me, waiting for my mom to choose what I'm going to wear after taking a bath. Me as a kid, when I fix my toy car. Mechanic.
Real mechanic stuff.
Sure, death is scary, but remember Frank from Cars. Me,
Yeah.
fake sleeping in the car as a kid, so I can get carried.
This is pink. Yes. Yup. We were all scammers. Don't lie. Don't lie. You also try to scam your parents this way. 100,000%.
Buried inside. Having a kid sounds stressful. Like, how do you make sure they have just enough childhood trauma that they will turn out funny?
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Oh, help. Next.
10-year-old me, sitting at the top of the stairs, listening to my parents talk smack about me. Demon about to kill me as an 8-year-old. A blanket. 10-year-old me, getting ready to open the door. My mom's not home.
No. Yeah. You were a survivor. You were surviving. You are now out on your own. It's all you, man. Like, it's all up to you. You're the defender of this home now. You are now the man of the house. Survival of the fittest. Figure it out.
This was probably the most irrational childhood fear.
Yeah! Okay. As a child, learning how to swim, there was this ridiculous tank that it was like at the bottom of the pool that they had. And there was like this transparent window that you could see this tank, and like they drew a big monster face on it in the deep end of the pool. In the deep end of the pool, like somewhere in Connecticut. And yeah, no, scary. As a kid, it's like, man, there's a monster living in the pool. Anyway, yeah, every time, man, sharks in the pool.
That I had. What's the dumbest beliefs you had as a child? When I was 4 or 5, I swore that bird seeds grew birds, thus the name. When my parents asked me to prove it to them, I planted a pile of bird seeds. The next day, there were loads of birds where I planted the seeds, showing I was right.
Okay, one of the dumbest beliefs I had as a child was that the tooth fairy's face was made of glue. And here's why. So when I was a child, you know, my dad, this is so traumatic. He would take a rusty pair of pliers and like, he was so excited when I had a wiggly tooth. This is freaking trauma. Okay, this is trauma. But he would pull that sucker out, and I would stay up at night for as long as I could to see if I could see the tooth fairy. No, yeah, let's ignore the rusty pliers. Oh, he would tell me too, ChaCha, go into the garage and go get the pliers. And every time I would cry, as I made that walk, to the garage to go get that rusty set of pliers. So he could yank out that tooth, but that's besides the point. Let's get back to the main point. And the point was that I was staying up for the tooth fairy. And one day I wrote a letter to the tooth fairy asking what that tooth fairy looked like, because I could never stay up long enough to see what she looked like. And the message back, my dad was a cruel man. Whenever someone asks, why do you have daddy issues, ChaCha? It's that man. Anyway, she wrote me back, and it was, you know, roses are red, violets are blue. My young child, my face is made up out of glue. My dad thought he was so funny. He thought he was so funny. And so, like, I thought the tooth fairy had, like, this melty glue face.
Threw that thing in a screw.
Triego! A skur. A circle. A diamond. A stir. The stir. The stir has me dying. But it kind of looks like Patrick. Look, it's got like cute little legs. A stir. A retigo.
Bro, I didn't even realize I spent my childhood playing with the virus.
Oh no! We all played with the coronavirus.
I was banned from taking baths when I was younger because I would use up all the bubble bath, and when confronted in the tub, I would retreat into the bubbles and tell them to schedule an audience if they wanted to meet the king of the bubble kingdom.
The king of the
This
bubble
was a
kingdom
personal
is
story.
crazy. See, when I played in the bathtub, it was always mermaids. I don't know this land of the bubble kingdom. I was too busy being a pretty princess mermaid.
I shared in confidence, all of you will be tried for death. I have no
The bubble beards. The bubble beards, or like the bubble mohawks. Oh, heck yeah.
tolerance for treason in the bubble kingdom. Getting hit in the face by this ball when it was wet was mad. Felt like you got slapped by Wolverine.
This was a core memory I didn't need to remember. Man. No.
In 6th grade, I had a really big crush on this boy who had a girlfriend. So one day, on AIM, I messaged him a link to the music video, You Belong With Me, by Taylor Swift. Joe, if you're reading this, that was weird. My bad.
On freaking AIM! No. Hold on, I've got to close my window. The window. Oh. Sweat drip down my balls. What? Why'd you guys get me? You guys got me. What the frick, you guys? Skeet. Yeah, skeet. Okay, we're continuing.
How old were you when you realized recess in elementary school was the teacher's mandatory breaks, not for the students? Today years old. Things that will hit you right in the childhood.
Yeah.
1. Finding out your future. Y'all ever used to go to your parents' room at night to ask to go to a friend's house and just sat there on their bed for a while, pretending like you were interested in what they were watching, but really, you were just trying to build up the courage to ask?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this in swimming lessons. The paddle board thingy.
You did not
Yeah.
have a childhood if you didn't put one of these bad boys under your legs in the pool and pretended you
Then
were
who were
surfing,
you?
and then it shoots out of the water like a
Torpedo! Yeah! Oh, I got in trouble for this as a kid. I remember one time I was torpedoing this and it landed in my little brother's face. Oh, I got in so much trouble.